and then of course you have connectivity rules, and then of course you have conduct by the student. But these things have been addressed already by some of the other stuff. Now, one thing I'd like to suggest about a teacher in the classroom dealing with technology integration is train your students. So train your students in the equipment and in the application. So when you're training your student, okay, here are some suggestions. Train them first. Teach them and let them use PowerPoint or the internet research or word processing documents or video presentations. Let them do it without an assignment that is associated with it. Okay? Teach them about digital citizenship. That would be netiquette. That would be using legal documents, and respecting copyright rules. But also it would be where understanding security and bullying. But also observe in this time a student's skill level, because sometimes they don't even know how to turn on a computer or turn it off correctly, and they want to mash the button rather than use the mouse to shut down the computer. Now also, one of the things you need to do is plan to actually teach the students about the technology, and use the time that you're teaching them to evaluate their skill level. Do this prior to giving assignments to the students, but also make it fit. Alright? So when you do get to making the assignment, fit it with their skill level, fit it with the requirements of the assignment, and fit it with what your curriculum requirements are. Now then, we're going to talk about your bringing your devices and the one-to-one technologies for use. So one-to-one is where the school provides the technology, okay, and whether that's a tablet. So for example, I understand in Huntsville and in Coleman, they're working with tablets and providing that to the students. But of course we know about laptops being provided to students. Alright, bring your own device. That's where a student can bring their own device. So I have a Nextbook. That's what I bring. Other students would bring an iPad or their smartphones. But that's just it. It's their device. And so bring your own device, and one-to-one are laptops, smartphones, tablets, and yes, a lowly iPod 3. It has saved me in a pinch several times with a Wi-Fi connection. So when you have when you're getting this started, okay, whether it's a school-owned computer or whether it's the bringing your own device, a student's own device, you have to deal with acceptable use policy. You also need to connect their technology or their equipment with your learning management system. You need to deal with the arrangement of your classroom, and you need to know what MWA is. So, acceptable use policy. This is something that a student and a parent should sign, okay? Because of course the parent's going to give permission, but also the student, we want to teach them and help them understand the responsibility that they have. Now also, we're going to go to the management system. So this is part of the technology integration plan. This is part of the system and the plan that's for the whole school. So you need to do the work beforehand of making sure that everything's up and going and that you are able to use this. Now, here's something I found in my research, and it was this, that show your students that you have the power to see what they're doing through the learning management system. Show them that you can see their browser history. Show them they can see if they haven't been or that they have been online and been doing their coursework. Now also, all right, the classroom arrangement is very important. The classroom arrangement, okay, is where you are able to see the screen of whatever device it is, be it a phone, be it a laptop or a tablet. So for example, one of the points was to find out what the 45 rule would be. That would be where you have the students push their laptop screen back far enough so that it is at a 45-degree angle on the other side, and that you and the students can both see the screen. All right, but this is part of your arrangement, and that would be where you are either walking around, or you position yourselves behind the students, or you put in your classroom in a U shape, as you see in the picture there of the classroom. So that all constitutes your visibility of the screens of the devices that the students are using. This is important because you want to make sure they're not IMing. You want to make sure that they are on task. Okay, and so that would lead us to one of your other rules that you will have for laptops and devices that the student has. To be on task, all right, when it's called for. And also to put your classwork and class information and availability, put it online so that the student can in fact access it with their devices, whether it's in the classroom or whether it's not in the classroom. But remember, students can also access other classes when they're finished with your class. So this is one of those things where when the student is finished a task, you are able for you to be able to allow them that access. Secondly, we have a rule of consistently. Be consistent with all your rules. That's where you are consistent in no matter who the student is with your violations, consistent with the access and availability that they have, consistent with putting your work and assignments or information on the learning management system for students. All right, now, this is something will always catch us. Logistics. Your logistics are something as simple as the battery getting dead at the end of the day and the battery cord. This is something to do before actually really working with technology in the classroom and having it in the student's hands. Have a plan, have a placement, know where your outlets are, know where you can put cords for and power strips for, and that would be something, one of the last things to consider is your property loss or theft, and beware. It's very important that that you know and have a policy and know the school's policy and what you need to do. Now, lastly, we do it all the time. I know that everybody has their tablet. I know everybody has their phone. I know everybody has their laptops. I've seen everyone use laptops and the desktops in conjunction. So remember, we've done it. We know how it works best. So we can actually teach students to use their technology acceptably and to use it effectively. Thank you very much.